Hi, Ben from Lover of Tech. Welcome to my ultimate battery charging test between the Galaxy S24 Ultra, iPhone 15 Pro Max, and the Asus ROG Phone 8 Pro. Let's get into it. Now, starting with the battery and charging specs, the Asus ROG Phone 8 Pro is packing a massive 5,500 mAh battery and does support 65-watt charging, and this does come included in the box. For the Galaxy S24 Ultra, it is packing a 5,000 mAh battery and does support Samsung's 45-watt super fast charging 2.0. Now, with this as a disclaimer, there is no included charger in the box, and the cable in the box is around 2.4 amps to 3 amps and doesn't actually give you the super fast charging 45 watts if you use that cable in the box with the 45-watt charger officially from Samsung. What you have to do is get the official 5 amp cable with the 45-watt super fast charging 2.0 charger for it to work, and that's exactly what we're using in this particular charging test. The iPhone 15 Pro Max, it is approximately packing a 4,442 mAh battery and does support a charging rating of 20 watts. But in fact, it can actually charge higher if you're using a 30-watt supported PD charger and above. So this is exactly what we're going to be doing in this charging test, and the charger does not come included in the box. An official USB cable in there works fine with it. Let's kick things off with this ultimate battery charging test wired between the Galaxy S24 Ultra, iPhone 15 Pro Max, and the Asus ROG Phone 8 Pro. And again, we're going to be checking them through each interval to see how the battery percentage is, as well as monitoring the temperatures. We've got a magnification on the USB wattage readers just so you can see the wattage. The wattage is in the yellow below, whereas the ones above is the voltage and also the ampage, as you can see with the V and the A. So yeah, the yellow is the wattage, so keep an eye on it to see what the maximum wattage is throughout the charging. So first 15-minute interval between these three devices, you've got the Galaxy S24 Ultra at 33% charge with a temperature reading of 36.5 degrees Celsius. The iPhone 15 Pro Max is at 32% charge, a temperature reading of 38.5 degrees Celsius, and the Asus ROG Phone 8 Pro with a 43% charge and a temperature reading of 41.9. So it's charging really fast. There is a bit of concern with the temperature going over 40 degrees at this particular time, but considering you do have a 5,500 mAh battery compared to 5,000 on the Galaxy S24 Ultra and approximately 4,442 mAh on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, this is something to consider when it comes to the temperature reading across the board. Again, the iPhone 15 Pro Max is footage from the previous charging test of the S24 Ultra, iPhone 15 Pro Max, and the Pixel 8 Pro. I'll have that linked in the description below so you can reference to that to see what the charging speeds and times were on that charging test. So yes, moving over to the 30-minute interval, the Galaxy S24 Ultra is now at 56% charge with a temperature reading of 36.6 degrees Celsius. When it comes to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, it's at 54% charge. There is a temperature reading of 39.0 degrees Celsius. So again, a degree below 40. And then with the Asus ROG Phone 8 Pro, it's at 68% charge and it's a temperature reading of 41.4 degrees Celsius for the temperature reading on there, still above 40 degrees. But again, it is charging really quick with the 65-watt charger that does come included. And now when we're moving over to the 45-minute interval, where will we be when it comes to the charging on these three devices? And when we come up to this interval mark, what we're looking at here is at the 45-minute mark, 77% charge on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, temperature reading of 36.7 degrees Celsius. The iPhone 15 Pro Max is at 73% charge with a temperature reading of 37.2 degrees Celsius. And the Asus phone is at 94% charge, temperature reading of 40.7 degrees Celsius. So it seems to be really within that low 40s range and not below that when it comes to the charging. But again, it's charging really fast and utilizing that 65-watt charger with a less aggressive power curve and really favoring charging with a bit of temperature increase when it comes to that. Now, where will we be when it comes to the finishing line of what the Asus ROG phone will be when it comes to crossing over before the next interval, which is the 1 hour mark. So it will finish before then. The time we're working with when it comes to the Asus is at the 52-minute mark, 44 seconds, which is great to see. So this is a considerable amount below 1 hour. And considering the size of the battery, this is something that I personally favor, as I do like my phones, especially flagship phones, to charge within the hour, somewhere between 50 minutes to 45 minutes or 45 minutes to 55 minutes is great to see. And of course, the plug does come included, so it's a nice incentive to have. And at this point, you do have 87% charge on the S24 Ultra, a temperature reading of 38.1 degrees Celsius, 78% on iPhone 15 Pro Max with no temperature reading. Okay, the 1 hour interval is the most important one in general, because we really need to see how close these phones get to finishing. With the S24 Ultra, it's at 94% charge. You do have a temperature reading of 34.1 degrees Celsius. And the iPhone 15 Pro Max is at 82% charge. And at 82% charge, you do have a temperature reading that we got here of 33.2 degrees Celsius. This is very interesting. So usually in the past, when it comes to the 45 watts, it's managing itself down much slower. Again, we are using the official 5-watt charging cable. I know a lot of people ask, hey, use the 5-watt cable. That's exactly what I'm using. It's just that it's in the white color, but this is directly from Samsung themselves, the 5-watt that gives you the super fast charging 2.0. Now, the next interval here is going to be at the 1 hour, 15-minute mark. Now, personally, I've seen the Galaxy S24 Ultra charge a lot quicker. It can charge somewhere between an hour 9 minutes, an hour 10 minutes. You're going to see that with the previous charging test that I'm using iPhone 15 Pro Max footage from, that's how quickly it was charging. So here, it seems to have power managed itself and charge a bit slower. 99% charge at this rate for the 1 hour, 15-minute interval, 31.8 degrees Celsius for the temperature reading, 89% charge on iPhone 15 Pro Max with a temperature reading of 31.1 degrees Celsius. So the Galaxy S24 Ultra is pretty much close to finishing, and within this interval, before you even reaches an hour 60 minutes, it does finish 100% charge at 1 hour, 15 minutes and 54 seconds. So 6 seconds below 1 hour 16. So yeah, pretty much within there. It seems like it's a little bit slower. So you can see the reveal that this is the previous charging test footage of the iPhone 15 Pro Max with the Galaxy S24 Ultra and the Pixel 8 Pro. Again, I only did this because I didn't want to spend another close to however long it takes for the iPhone 15 Pro Max to charge 100%. So hour 30 minutes, we do have 94% charge on iPhone 15 Pro Max and a temperature reading of 30.1 degrees Celsius. So if it's your first time here and you didn't realize how long it took for iPhones to charge, yeah, this is how long they take to charge. When it comes to that last 10%, it really drags its feet. I'm guessing it's in the name of battery health. This is something that Apple are quite aggressive with. And when we get to the 2 hour mark, you can see that it's out at 98% charge. So again, this particular time on this footage and this charging test at the 2 hour mark, I didn't take a temperature reading. And in terms of finishing, we're pretty much close to there. It's gonna be finishing at the 2 hour mark with 6 minutes, 2 hours, 6 minutes and 25 seconds with a final temperature reading of 27.0 degrees Celsius. So in third place is the iPhone 15 Pro Max with a finishing time of 2 hours, 6 minutes and 25 seconds. Yeah, in third place. So iPhones really are rated for around 20-watt charging. But again, if you use an official power delivery charger that supports higher than that, sometimes it can charge up to 25 watts, 27 watts. But again, the power management when it comes to charging, iPhones are not really well known for that. And that's including wired and wireless as well. This is the finishing time for the iPhone 15 Pro Max with wired charging. And in second place is the Galaxy S24 Ultra with a finishing time of 1 hour, 15 minutes and 54 seconds. Again, I've seen it charge much quicker than this, like, around 1 hour, 9 minutes, 1 hour, 10 minutes. So again, refer to the previous charging test for it. Yes, 45-watt charging with Samsung's super fast charging 2.0. You do need to use the 5-amp cable to get that The charger doesn't come included in the box, just like the iPhone. I feel like the aggression on the power curve is very high on Samsung, so just take that into consideration. But this is the finishing time we've got for this round. It can charge quicker depending on the conditions, region, and where you are. And then in first place is the Asus ROG Phone 8 Pro with a finishing time of 52 minutes and 44 seconds. This is what I'm talking about. Yes, slight concerns with how the temperature does go above 40 degrees and hovers around there and never dips below that. But you know what? I'll take it. I prefer big batteries and flagship phones to be finished within the hour. And it does just that by a good, decent amount. This is really good. And with the intervals, if you look at the first 15 minutes, 43% charge, yeah, that's a lot to take you through a good amount. And then half an hour is at 68%. This is a good look for Asus. Now for the maximum wattage reading that we're getting from the USB wattage readers, for the Asus ROG Phone 8 Pro, for example, this was really pulling like a maximum of around 49 watts. Again, the charger is 65 watts, it comes included, but with our reading, it was pretty much pulling slightly under 50 watts, so just something to consider. For the Galaxy S24 Ultra, as usual, we were expecting this to be pulling somewhere around 41 watts nearer to the beginning for a short burst of time before it started to taper off. And for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, we were getting a wattage reading of around 24.5 watts for a decent amount of time at the beginning before it started to taper off. So yes, although it's rated for 20 watts charging, you can get a higher wattage if you use 30 watt power delivery or higher supported, which is what we're doing. Considering the Asus ROG Phone 8 Pro does have a much bigger battery at 5,500 milliamps and does charge a decent amount below an hour, do you think it's time Samsung adopted 65 watt charging for a faster charging experience under an hour? Let me know in the comment section below. That's it for me, Ben from Lover of Tech. If you enjoy videos like this, you know exactly what to do. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Lover Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. I hope you're all safe during this time. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.